Greetings once again, and welcome to this top-down analysis. So we're going to start first with the dollar index, and a couple of, I think, about how many weeks from now, we noticed that price was buying up from this inversion gap here, this fair value gap as well, and then pushing back. We have the pullback, right? So, and also we pointed out this inversion gap here, which I say there's a possibility that we can have a pullback after price has cleared out this liquidity here, maybe back into that area. But for now, if we look closely, we have this particular low here, which you can say is an area of resistance, and we just noticed that last week price traded into it, and we having a slight rejection. So possibly that's just what we can see on the monthly. I don't want us to start saying that we want to see price trade up to this fair value gap for now, right? So we're just going to limit it to a week, like what we want to see next week happen. So we'll go now to the weekly chart. Now on the weekly chart, I think most of you also pointed out that this can be a possible CRT, which I actually agree with it. But for now, it's going to be a real long distance for price to get up to that area, though. It's still possible to happen, especially this week. They seem to we have a couple of fundamentals this week, okay? Now, well, this is what I am expecting. I think also last week I pointed out that we also have an inversion gap here as well on the weekly time frame. So with the way this weekly candle closed, we still expect more higher prices. You can see that we closed above this candle's high, which I think if we did not, a lot of people will want out to consider this candle a CRT and then this as a fair value gap. But then price actually closed above it, so there's a possibility for more higher prices here, and it even looks better when you drop down to the daily time frame. Okay, so price just tapped into the volume gap here, and this was our target last week, and it delivered really nice. So if we're using this particular area as our range, we'll discover that if we take this as our range high and then our range low, we just tapped into the 50% of this price range, okay? We just tapped into the 50% of this price range, and it's fair enough to have a little pullback maybe before a deeper pullback into the optimal trade entry or the premium of this particular price range, okay? Now, you can also notice that the monthly inversion gap also falls within the premium of this daily price range. So we can consider that also as a double confluence to see price pull up to that premium level, which is on the daily, as we can see right here. So if we want to look at the last bullish candle before this push to the downside, we want to say this is the candle that we'll be interested in, or this entire area right here. If we go to the line chart, we're going to see that this is the last buy zone before that bearish push to the downside. So we might really want to see price pull up to this. This is the premium zone for this particular range. So we have a nice premium here, and I think price will want to push deeper into that particular area. Like we're just having a nice reversal here. And the price is actually closing above these highs steadily. So for now, we can expect more higher prices, and this can become a CRT for us, possibly because price had actually tapped into this volume gap right here. So we can have some nice rejections from there. But entirely, this is still our order block. So what this simply means is that price can just do something like this. We complete this CRT low, and then we continue higher. All right, we take out the CRT low, and we continue higher. Well, this can be more clear on the 4-hour. We're going to check that if there is some liquidity below this particular low, this candle's low, it will be possible. But if there is no liquidity, we can just expect price to buy from this fair value gap here, and then we continue higher, which means we just want to see something like that. Okay, and then price continues higher, probably maybe even trading up to take out that CRT high that we pointed. Remember, this high is a CRT high on on the weekly. So there's still a possibility that price can actually do that. Let's see how the 4 hour looks like. Good. The 4 hour looks really good, and we have actually a nice area here that we can expect price to pull down to before that buy to the upside. Nice. So this can become our, let's say, liquidity inducement, whatever you call it, and then we continue higher like that. Okay. I think that would be nice. That will actually be a very good place for the low of the week to be created in and then price to move higher. Also, this might not be a high probability area. Why? Because though we had this push, this liquidity cleared here, this low did nothing around this move. Okay, this low did not do anything. So this is actually a good area, but not a very good one too. All right. Though this move mitigated all these zones right here, and all right, so price actually filled this gap. I think a week before we were actually expecting price maybe to trade down to this area here before pushing back to the upside, and that did not happen. So if the XY continue to be bullish, then I would love to see this happen. Okay, maybe we just push down to this other block. We get some buys from here to continue higher. You can see 4 hour has lots of inefficiencies up here to be filled. If we can even narrow down this daily zone to this other block here, maybe price will really want to trade down to back up to that area. All right, so we're going to see how this plays out, and also this looks very clean, like a head and shoulder. I pointed it this out last week, and it played exactly just like that. So we broke out of the neckline, retested, and then we're pushing higher. This is just a possibility, as this other block is a very nice one, and it also completes a CRT on the daily. Possibility of price to trade down to this other block before we continue higher. All right, and good. This is another thing that might happen. If Monday opens and then trades up to take out this high, then there's a possibility we're going to trade. The price is going to be pushing back just from this fair value gap that we have on the daily here. If at all price doesn't take this low yet, and then it moves up, takes this high, then we're going to be buying from here. Yeah, I don't think price will want to come down to that area again. All right, so that's just putting it in context, but still for now, I think the best area to look for buying opportunities on DXY is on this other block. And now, if that other block fails, we are going to wait for this inversion gap here. All right, so we have two areas. We have the first one, which is this one up, and then this is our second other block right down here. So these are the two zones we expect a good buy from. Now, what if this doesn't work? What if the buys doesn't work? Now, for us to know if the buys are not going to work, we're going to see that from the daily, all right? We're going to see the daily giving us proper reversal signals. But for now, I actually expect more higher prices actually. So I'm still very much bullish on the DXY. So let's quickly look at Euro USD. Looking at Euro USD, even from the monthly time frame, price traded off right off to this indecision candle here, and we're having a very nice rejection from there as well. Weekly time frame, pretty much the same thing. We can be having our nice CRT, and on Euro USD here, it even has a fair value gap. So possibility for us to actually see price dropping right out. And if you just look at this weekly, we have a volume gap here. There was some intersection here on the open and close of these candles. We go to the daily, it's still right there, and nice. And this candle too, it's gonna be a good zone, and price actually did not fill this gap on Euro USD. So we're still very much bearish on Euro USD. But now, before the sales continue, where do we want price to buy back up to? just like we spotted on DXY, this can become also a possible CRT here. And we have price do something like this. Take out the CRT high and continue lower. Or even right deep down to this area. So that's what I would like to see on Euro USD. Let's see how 4 hour looks like. All right, so on the 4 hour time frame, we also have this high that can become a possible inducement into this our other block right here. So let's see. Let's just see what happens. Price actually took out this high here. There's about 2 pips or 1, I think. So I want more lower prices, and also people see this also. This is a good resistance here that has become now a support. And we actually have a very nice confirmation here for a sell too. All right, but this is not a new week. There might be some slight movement here. I don't know, but we're going to see how this plays out. Okay, if we want to maybe align some trend lines, that can be possible move back up there to test this trend line to continue lower. Maybe. All right, but for now, we're just going to see how this plays out. I think if what we said on DXY is supposed to happen, then Euro USD should play as such as well. Unless there's going to be SMT and Euro USD will delay down and then maybe they want to drop more, because as you can see, Euro has been trying not to drop that much. Let's look at GBP USD, but for now, this is just what I want to see on Euro USD. GBP USD lately has really been moving backwards. Okay. After price filled this gap, we've been seeing some bullishness on pounds. On the daily, we see how this gap down here. Price hasn't come down to it yet, and I think it's gonna do that. So this high on GBP USD is my invalidation for sales. All right, so this is gonna be our other block. We expect more sales from there. Price takes out this high, then we are coming back up to this high. So, and maybe even more. Okay, maybe even more price would want to continue higher, I think. So, this is what we're expecting. And even more lower prices right down to these gaps here. So, just based on the daily, we have something like this. Maybe like that. Let's see 4 hour. 4 hour time frame looks pretty good here. Look really good. And yeah. No clear liquidity up for us to trade into before the sales come in. Everything here has been fully mitigated except this one. Yeah. So price did not fully test that. So that's that's a very nice key level, I think. Okay. That's an interesting key level for us. So if we slightly get the buys that we're expecting on Euro USD before the sales, then definitely GBP USD is going to give us this key level as a good spot to sell from. Okay. If at all, we don't just start selling next week from this other block here, because I think price has not also touched it yet. So if Euro USD is supposed to buy a little bit more, then this key level 1 will be the best for us. Okay, it will be the best for us to trade out from, to look for sales at. If not, then we want to see how price reacts from this other block. Now you will notice that I'm not just telling you that next week when next week comes you start selling from here, putting your stocks here. No, I don't do that. Because why? The week might open with a gap and even discover price above this area. So you have to first of all put things in context. Know that if this happens, you do this. If this happens, you react like this. All right. So this is just, we are analyzing the market that is closed, and sometimes it opens with so much momentum to a particular direction. Maybe even before you wake up tomorrow, you will discover that maybe price has just already traded right up into your key levels and so on. So you always have to put things, just you frame them up, you put them in context so that you know, okay, if I see price here tomorrow, I'm going to do this. If I don't see it, I'll do this one. All right. So that's as simple as it is. GBP USD will expect a little pushback up to this other block here, so that we'll have this highs as liquidity. And I don't really like this one much because we don't have any clear liquidity around it. Okay, so I prefer this one up. I prefer that one. So let's look at gold. All right, nice. Gold last week, we had a very nice push back to the upside. This is now a possible CRT, guys. This is a possible CRT into this fair value gap here. We had a fair value gap here, and the price did not feel it. So, this looks good. Weekly CRT, trade down back to this fair value gap. Nice. Let's see daily. Why is this person right on my screen? All right, so we had a push last week up, and then we closed back below the daily candle. So this is a very nice confirmation after taking out that candle's high, which is our CRT high. So we're definitely coming back to take this low, which I say is our CR low. So all we want to see now is this week. Maybe price is going to open. This is now our new other block here on the daily. Though this candle looks like the candle has no wick, slightly, yeah, small wick here. Let's see 4 hour if we're gonna have a zone to sell off on. Okay, so on the 4 hour, price sold off from this other block, and we also had a good reaction from this one, and then price is bouncing off from this mitigation here too. So let's look at 1 hour. Maybe there'll be something interesting good. On the 1 hour, we have a very clean order block here, this one. And with this nice inducement to it. So for more sales to take out our CRT low on the weekly, we expect this guy to sell from here. Okay, or expect to sell from that zone. That's for gold, right? We'll leave gold like that. Let's go to Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin. BTC USDT, we have been buying so much from the analysis we did last time. Remember, I told you guys, if we're closing above this trendline liquidity, we're definitely coming up to clear the trendline liquidity right up to the origin of it. So since then, price has been bullish. We are still on this entry we took the last time, and we are gradually heading up to this zone. Okay, so Bitcoin, we are still bullish. Let's see monthly. You can see how the monthly candle is the previous monthly candle closed heavily bullish as a reaction to this fair value gap. We're gradually going back up to that high. All right, weekly as well, heavily bullish. This is buy side liquidity is actually in trouble. In the daily time frame, is the same. Price has actually closed above this one, so there's a possibility we will not even have this fair value gap filled for them at the moment. So, but then we have this other block here. I think I marked this out on last week, and we are actually trading in that zone now. So let's see 4 hour. All right, so we are having a little bit of consolidation now. Take note, when this is happening, a lot of traders are trying to short. Okay, a lot of traders are trying to short. You guys should understand that when the market is heavily bullish like this, especially when it comes to the crypto market, if you're selling, you're just adding more liquidity. You're adding more liquidity for the market to keep expanding higher. All right, so you guys have to take note of that. Take note of that. When the market is pushing higher, instead try to look for reasons to buy rather than trying to catch the top. It's not something good. All right, so we are still bullish on Bitcoin. I think even the 4 hour here is giving us some very nice close. Though we have a fair value gap below here, but you can see price is trying so hard to continue higher. But at this point, I cannot advise you to be buying, but though we have another block here, which can actually support price to continue higher. At this point, we are too high to buy here, like as you're trading in your broker or something. Then if you want to buy on spots, I don't recommend on futures because the best entry is not here at this moment. Unless you wait next week to see maybe 30-50 minutes will give you an entry, then you can buy on futures. But now it's not the best time to do anything because we have this whole inefficiency behind, and there's a possibility that we can just have a pullback like that before a continuation. Okay, so if you are buying here, you are buying at the middle of something, which is not the best. Price can drop before they buy. So what you will need to do is you study your range. This can be our range low, this can be our range high. If you must buy, you want to see price at least straight to a discount before you take your buys. All right, so that's Bitcoin. Let's look at US 100. US 100, we are still bullish, just like we spotted last week. Price is still moving higher, and we traded right into the fair value, into this volume gap here, but still, price hasn't taken out this high yet. Remember, I spotted that we spotted that high, and we have this fair value gap here. So we are still bullish on the Nasdaq. We are still bullish. This was a very beautiful CRT here. I think I shared this with you guys, and yeah. Now there is something on Nasdaq. I don't think I really want to share that now with you guys, but for now, don't try to buy Nasdaq at this point. It's very dangerous. And there's news this week, so there are about 87% chances to have a heavy drop to the downside before anything happens here. Okay, just because of the close of this candle based on this CRT. Okay, this close doesn't speak well for price to continue higher at this point. So we have to be careful if you're buying Nasdaq. Let's look at GBP/JPY. Nice, GBP/JPY. Last week we spotted a key level here, and price did not actually tap into it, which was this other block here, and this candle without a wick. So we're going back up to that zone. Maybe from there now we can have a reason to sell. And yeah, yen index was to buy. So let's look at it here. So yen index, we have price playing around that zone, and also have this other block here. So if yen index is buying, then we will expect GBP/JPY to try to sell from that zone. All right, so I think we've gone across all our pairs. Any other pair you want us to check? So there seems to be a CRT on the daily too on GBP. Yeah, one of the CRT said the daily CRT said, please can you check UJ? Once someone also check UJ. USD/JPY. All right, USD/JPY. If you have to pay, you want us to check, send it right now. We don't have much time anymore. All right, USD/JPY. Let's see weekly time frame. All right, so weekly time frame, we pushed back right into this volume gap here. All right, and we have this fair value gap here, plus this candle here. So if we are expecting more buys on the XYZ side, just like I mentioned, there's a possibility to have more higher prices on USD JPY. Okay, there's a possibility to have more higher prices on USD JPY, even coupled with the way the candle closed. So though we did not take out this low, I actually expected price to take out this low before giving us this pullback. But then we can just do something like this, maybe trade into that fair value gap, and from there we collapse back. GBP cut, okay. GBP cut. GBP cut. We are bullish. I see that on the weekly very clearly. Just so clean price action here. This high is in trouble. I think price is going back for external range liquidity. Monthly CRT as well. And probably this high too. You can see that price have been testing this mitigation block for a while now. Probably this time we're going through it. Weekly, yeah. So weekly order block, internal range liquidity to external. Okay. Daily time frame. Oh, we have a fair value gap here that was not filled. Now that's not good. Maybe we can have something like that. Push a little bit back down. That's where I would like to buy. Okay, I would like to buy GP card if it trades back to this fair value gap. Now, if that doesn't happen and then we close above this high, therefore that will give us more confirmation now to maybe buy around here where we have this somewhere like. If we close above this high without going back to this fair value gap. US soil. We have already looked at the gold, so let's look at US soil. US soil. Let's show soil. Let's see. US soil is playing around with us, man. Okay. 3 months fair value gap filled on US soil. 1 month fair value gap as well. This one. There are more down, especially this invasion gap there. We still have reasons to sell more, especially how price actually closed below those liquidity zones. But still, we could say that this is a destruction, an institutional candle. But let's see with me. I can't say that's our CRT, but I mean on the internal range liquidity. We have this other block here. There are possibilities for a continuation sell on US soil to take out this low. Okay, that's based on we're gonna have something like that. Okay. These two candles here is our bearish order block. These two bullish candles. That's our bearish order block. Maybe from there we're gonna push back to the downside here, clear out this liquidity. All right, guys. I think that's it for today, right? Those of you coming back now on gold, this is what we're expecting on gold, okay? That's what we're expecting on gold. So, guys, I think that's it. Please stay in touch, all right? Stay in touch on our various community groups. I'll be updating you guys throughout this week. And also for those of you that are trading with 10 trade, there is a current discount now. I'm going to be updating you guys on the group. All right, there's a very good discount now. And remember, like I said, all you just need to do, if you purchase your account, you'll be trading live with us on the VIP Discord channel. That's just it. All right. I don't like to just give random signals. I think you want to actually watch me explain why I'm about to take this trade, and you take the trade as well with me. If it meets with your analysis, all right. So I don't just want to give a signal and you just jump into it. That's just all you need. You get your account, then add you up to the Discord channel, and we move from there. All right. So I'm going to be sharing the discount message on our various communities. Try as much as possible to get it. This is the best way for you to level up and at least scale up to have more capital. Okay. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for the sacrifice you made to be part of this backtesting session. I wish you top down analysis. I wish you guys the best. Enjoy your week and take care.